Yeah, good afternoon, lecture students in English class PPG dalam jabatan 2022. Today I'm going to interview one of my fellow teachers in Bina Citra Indonesia School. Let's greet. Good. My friend is Miss Joyce. Hi, Miss Joyce.
Hello, Mister.
How are you, Miss?
I'm good.
Thank you very much for giving me chance to interview you related to my topic, exploring the causes of the learning problem in our school.
You're welcome, Mister.
Yeah. Can we start now, Miss?
Yes.
The interview. Okay. First, in grade 4 now, a problem was identified, namely the relationship between students and students during group activities. Students have difficulty in collaborating and cooperation with their friends. In your opinion, what is the cause of the difficulties in collaborating and cooperation with our students today?
There are different causes of this. One of the causes that I know, one of the causes I know is that first we had pandemic, the global pandemic. The students stayed at their houses. They were not able to socialize with others or with their peers. Second, they are used to work. When they work online, most of the time they do it by themselves. So there are activities, or there were activities before that they can do it with their group, but it was different because now it's offline. And also they have personality conflicts. Each one of the students have different personalities. And also the other factor is the tools and facility. We, the school, can provide, but not all the time that we can do the activities, especially now. There is still limited activity here, especially that there is still virus here, and we need also to be cautious of that.
Can I add
Yes,
comment the fourth one? Can we relate the fourth one, tool and facilities? Does it have any relation also with the learning model implemented by the teachers?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it is really interesting. So, does it also, these causes that Ms. Joyce mentioned, these 4 points, if I'm not mistaken, so does it also happen in other class?
Yes, I am teaching grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4 classes. I'm teaching math, science, and English, and these different subjects, they have different activities, different lessons. And the students, I need also to teach them how to do it together. But now, they are, because it's offline, since we are doing it every day, they one by one learn how to do it with their peers. But at first, in the beginning, they don't know. The others would just stand and look at the others. The others do not know also how to communicate with their peers or classmates. But now, as time goes by, they are slowly learning how to work with their peers.
Thank you very much, Miss, for this first section. Let's step to another one. The second is it is about HOTS, high order thinking skill materials in teaching. So what are your view on learning and assessment with host based material in our school? Does it already implemented or not yet?
It is already implemented here in our school. Since we already changed the curriculum, it is already implemented. We are going to assess the students not only in written but also in oral, through projects and different activities, not only by memorizing or doing something on their test paper. They also, because this one, it is also to, in these activities, they can analyze with this, and we will know their knowledge more about this, not only by memorizing, because in here also they can have like problem solving, critical thinking skills, and if we will know if they really retain the knowledge about the lesson.
Okay, Miss, thank you for answering this. Means that now we just implemented step by step HOTS, yeah,
Yes.
where the students already made project or
Yeah.
something to analyze there, yeah, and also can grow the critical thinking of students. Uh, do you think now, Miss, some of our fellow teachers in our school are still implementing lots low order thinking skill? Seems that the teachers still give students about memorizing, especially for English, memorizing vocabulary or memorizing the learning materials. Do you still find around us today?
Actually, we cannot also stop asking kids to memorize something, because memorizing is also needed for them. But not all the time that we will need or ask them to memorize something. For this, like for example, English, sometimes the students will not be able to do or answer something if they do not know the vocabulary or they didn't memorize the spelling of this. So they need it, but not all the time that they need to memorize. Like for example, in other subjects also, they need also to memorize or know in math, especially in math, the skip counting or the multiplication table. They need to know that one. But not all, it doesn't mean that you need to stop memorizing, but it doesn't mean also that you need to always ask the students to memorize. In here in our school, some teachers still mix it, because we cannot just stop asking the students, especially now that we just start now again the face-to-face. Some teachers are having difficulties in teaching the students because as I observed with my students, they have lower level. Unlike before the pandemic, they were higher level, but now it's lower. It's different. So even me, I tend to ask them sometimes, like once a week, to memorize the spelling of these words, because even if they do not memorize, we will not be able to, like answer this or do this one. Even to, if I ask them to do the project,
Yes.
if I ask them, for example, like harmful and useful animals,
Yes.
I will ask them to make like a poster or whatever. And of course, they need to label that. If they label it and still the spelling is wrong, it is still not correct one. So they still need, but do not always ask them to memorize and memorize.
Means here that what we did so far is we as teacher here mixed, yeah, between HOTS in order then also in lots means we sometimes ask the students to memorize, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. According to our need in our learning process. Thank you, Miss, for this second topic. The third one is about this differentiate learning process. Currently, it is and the fact, yeah, in the classroom that the students who are classified as a fast learner carry out activities out of the topic the teacher explain, yeah. When the teachers explain to the slow learners. So what do you think? What do you think the causes of this? Does this happen? Does this have anything to do with the differentiate learning?
You mean for if they don't understand, right?
I mean here. Is it the past because of the past learner, yeah, already understand the lesson, and then
the fast one and the slow one,
and then the slow one.
In our class here, we have heterogeneous. The heterogeneous is like we are mixed, right? So for this, we cannot just give one test for them. because not all have the same level of intelligence. So for this, we can make projects or let them do something, but at first we should not just say, oh, maybe they cannot do it, I will not do this, or give them tests, or give this one. We need to check first, like for example what we do, the formative. We need to check if they already understand and if they already know. So for this, we will know if they give the formative test, we already know what is their level or what they know about the lesson, or did they get it. For this, once we already check informative, we will know how or what to do. So we are going to proceed if they are good enough, and if not, we are going to reteach, or we are going to explain it more to them.
Okay, thank you, Miss, for this because
Yes, right.
yeah. So let's step to another one. Yeah, now we are in BCI school implementing curriculum Merdeka, especially for grade 1 and 4. What is your? Can you give suggestion to the especially for subject teacher? Yeah, how to develop differentiated learning and assessment.
So for this one, for example, not all the time, for example, we have the oral recitation. Because there are students who are good in reciting, in recitation, in talking. That's what I observed. There are students who are good in talking, but if they are asked to write, they cannot. So for this, what would be my suggestion would be, in your assessment, there would be like different skills, because we will know if they are good in talking, explaining, because that's what I observed. They are good in explaining, but if you ask them to write, they won't be able to write it. But there are also students who lack confidence. They are good in writing, and they are not good in expressing their ideas.
Okay, so we give them a chance according to their learning style.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you for this part, Miss. Now let's step to the last one about literacy. Students are less able to identify information in the text and the books they read. Sometimes we give instruction A, they did B, and something else. So, what is your opinion? In your opinion, what are the causes of this problem?
For this, one of the causes is like lack of understanding. And also, they try to read, but they do not try to understand. They read without understanding, or they don't have any comprehension. They are good. We are just, we can hear them talking, reading. They can even read fast, but they don't understand the direction, they don't understand the text. So for this, what we can do is try to explain or tell what it is, what it means. Because as of now, that's what I experience. The students, I have difficulty to tell them what to do, because if I ask them to do something, even if the direction is already there, some students, they do not focus, they do not try to understand the direction, because they were used during online classes. Some students were always asking their parents, asking somebody else. They do not try to understand it. So for this, we need to practice their vocabulary. Also, we need also to always remind them, tell them what it is, more on explanation.
Okay, means that it does it have relation that lack of their habit? Actually, they like reading, right?
Yes.
But only their mastery.
Yes, exactly.
The main problem of this, the literacy is about their mastery to understand the content.
Yes, and sometimes also if they are not interested on what they read, they won't try to understand it. But if you try to give them something like a textbook, comic book, they understand. The conversation in the comic books, the story. But if you give them something to do, it's different story. They are going to ask the teacher what to do, what is this. But sometimes also you need to get their attention to motivate them also.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss.
Yes,
Now, I've already identified some problems already